Great leaders never skip one-on-ones. I coached a director once who avoided one-on-ones for over a year. He told me, I don't want to open a Pandora's box. What if it becomes a platform for gripes? I asked, do you think those problems don't exist just because you're not talking about them? He finally started doing one-on-ones, and 2 months later he said, I just saved 2 of my best people from quitting. I had no idea they were struggling. If you're a leader, one-on-ones are not optional. They're the single most powerful rhythm for building trust, engagement, and accountability on your team. Skip them and you lose touch with your people, your priorities, and how work is really getting done. And yet, I meet leaders all the time who avoid them. They're smart, capable people who know they should be doing one-on-ones, but just kind of don't. Why? Maybe because it feels risky, like opening a door you're not sure you want to walk through. What if people complain? What if they ask for things you can't give them? What if it gets awkward? Here's what I want you to hear. Not doing one-on-ones is the riskier choice. While you're worrying about what might come up, your best people are quietly disengaging. Problems are festering, and you're leading blind. Let's clear something up first. One-on-ones and coaching aren't the same thing, but they work together. One-on-ones are the vehicle, regular, intentional meetings with a person, with an individual that create space for real conversation. Coaching is one of the powerful things that can happen inside a one-on-one. You might check progress, solve problems, mentor, coach. The point is connection and clarity. And that flexibility is what makes one-on-ones so powerful. And by the way, one-on-ones aren't just another meeting. In group meetings, the focus is on tasks, projects, and coordination. In one-on-ones, the focus is on people. This is where you build trust and surface challenges early when they're still fixable. It's where you make sure your team members understand not just what they're doing, but why it matters. It's where you align their goals with the organization's goals. And that alignment, that's the essence of real leadership. Jim Collins studied leaders who built organizations that thrived for decades. He called them level 5 leaders. They were humble, driven by purpose, and focused on building something bigger than themselves. And here's what they knew. Sustainable success is built one relationship at a time. One-on-ones were one of their core tools for doing exactly that. So why do so many leaders avoid them? Maybe because they feel awkward, or they feel exposed, or they think, we talk all the time anyway, why formalize it? But here's the truth. Hallway chats, team meetings, email, they don't build understanding. They maintain logistics. A true one-on-one is different. It's protected time where both of you can slow down and talk about what really matters. Goals, obstacles, development, and alignment. Remember that director I mentioned? He thought avoiding one-on-ones was protecting him from some difficult conversations. It turns out those conversations were happening anyway in his people's heads late at night as they updated their resumes. One-on-ones don't create problems. Where problems exist, they get them on the table early when you can still do something about it. And more often than not, you'll be uncovering enormous opportunities for growth and development. So how do you make one-on-ones work? Well, here are some guidelines. First, be consistent. Put them on the calendar. For example, 30 minutes every 2 weeks. Maybe it takes 10 minutes. Fine. Protect that time. If you have to cancel, reschedule immediately. That consistency builds trust and shows your people they matter. Secondly, keep the agenda simple. You don't need a complicated framework. Start with these 3 questions. What's going well right now? What's getting in your way? How can I support you better? Some conversations will be tactical, others may be more personal or strategic. That flexibility is the strength. You're responding to what individuals on your team need, not running a script. Third, listen more than you talk. This one's hard for a lot of us as leaders. We're used to solving and directing and fixing, but in a one-on-one, your job is to understand first. Ask questions, get curious, and when there's silence, let it sit. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, tell me more. Fourth, end with clarity. Before you wrap up, summarize key points and next steps so both of you leave aligned on what happens next. You don't need slides, you don't need a checklist. You just need your attention, your curiosity, and a genuine desire to help those who have been entrusted to your leadership. Here's what happens when one-on-ones become part of your rhythm. Engagement goes up, turnover goes down, communication becomes open and forward-looking instead of reactive and defensive. Your team starts solving problems you didn't even know existed. People take more ownership, trust deepens, and here's a big reward. As your people grow more capable and confident, you grow as a leader. That saves you a ton of time and builds a stronger organization. Leadership isn't about control, it's about connection. It's about creating the kind of organization that thrives long after you're gone. That's the mindset of a level 5 leader, focused, humble, and committed to building something that endures. So if you've been putting off one-on-ones, or if you used to do them, but you're kind of letting them slide, please hear me on this. Starting is easier than you think, and not starting is costing you more than you realize. Put the first one on the calendar this week, right now. Show up with these 3 questions, and then listen, see what happens. Because the best way to bring out the best in your organization is one conversation at a time.